You, as long as you listen, as you learn the stuff that I'm gonna teach you with pyramids. I'm gonna level up your mitt game 100%. I got a lot of things to say about mitt work because mitt work literally changed my life.
What's his full name? What's Coach Anthony's? Anthony's first name was Anthony's last name.
Anthony Rodriguez, Coach Anthony, in that corner of ring 4.
A lot of people don't know when I first came into this boxing game as a trainer, you know, mitts was really what people hired me for. Working with professional fighters that put me in world title corners right off the bat just because they like the way I hold a pair of mitts. This is something that your clients are gonna love. This is something that your fighters are gonna love. Always a lane for somebody who knows how to hold mitts. The one thing that I could say is if you're gonna do something, you wanna do it the right way. I like to think that I'm a person who could teach you how to do this at the highest level, considering I've been to the highest level of boxing.
2 rounds, and you're a world champion, but you gotta work.
He is a defending world champion fighting tonight.
With head trainer, Freddie Anthony Rodriguez.
Work with some of the best boxers in the world. Mitts is what literally put me in that position. You could be a great coach, you could be a great teacher, you could be a great personal trainer. But this is what's gonna capture their eyes. This is what's gonna make people look at you and make people say, hey man, that guy knows what he's doing. I wanna go ahead and work with that person. I'm gonna teach you, it doesn't matter if you have 0 experience or if you have a lot of experience, there's gonna be modules in this course that's gonna help level you up.
You gotta change.
Sean.
Whoa. You see that?
Guys, my name is Coach Anthony. I've been a...
Yo.
Guys, my name is Coach Anthony.
The one I want to remember. There we go.
Getting like a 10 for 1 right now. This is boxing. This is the beauty of the sport. This is what makes you a pugilist, okay? Oh, beautiful. Keep it flowing.
Eddie, remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember that one.
That one was, yo, that was
cool.
How about this?
The receipt, as soon as he throws that, pop, boom. Okay.
When I'm throwing the cross, what makes this punch so effective is now this is super advanced again, guys. This isn't for the beginners.
Dang.
Was that one, Eddie.
That was extra lean.
Yo, you was lean on that one, bro. Hold on, how about this
Going
one?
back.
Really, really good training tool for people out there who are just learning how to box. You guys can actually follow along and do all of these combinations with Eddie, or you can pick the ones that you're able to do and just focus on those until you get better. And for even some of you advanced guys, because I know how it is, sometimes you just lose ideas. I don't know what other combinations to throw. I did my basic combinations. What else do I throw? So we went ahead and we put some thought into how we can go ahead and give you as much variety as possible. And now we're gonna finish with the hook upstairs. These body head combinations are crucial because if you want to land your body shots, you have to get your opponent distracted by throwing a headshot. And that's it, guys. So this is gonna be really, really good, really informative boxing.
I'll never forget that one, Eddie, because I shaved my beard off. Yo, I hated how I looked because that's when we was in COVID and I was trying to get myself a haircut. Yo, that was the worst, bro. We still got the job done.
I was on that time too. Trying to cut my own hair, patching it and shit.
Yo, that's
Yeah.
crazy, man. So what's going on, guys? Yo, another day, another dollar. We're here, Fast Eddie Chambers. Whatever questions you got for me or Eddie, now is the time to ask. What you doing, Eddie? You playing video games over there?
I'm getting buckets right now, and
Show them what you're doing. Show them what you're doing.
getting buckets. That's what I'm doing
Yo,
right
Eddie is literally playing NBA 2K right now.
here. Yeah, I'm getting buckets, but I
Didn't
played
you
in the
just
league today, and
didn't you
I
just
didn't
come
get
from
very
the
many.
basketball court? Didn't you just come from the basketball?
I did,
Bro,
and I
you
got
got a
very little
problem, bro.
buckets.
This guy loves basketball, yo.
But you know what the problem? Yeah, I got even more of a problem with some of. Nah, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna keep that under. But anyway, I need. Let's just say I need to play more. That's all.
Why you say
I
that?
ain't trying to
What
give too
happened?
much away.
So, yo, we was actually having this conversation yesterday, Eddie. So we was talking about how you
Yeah,
said you believe that boxing is one of the most difficult sports you can learn.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
now you're learning basketball. So, do you
um,
think that basketball is just as challenging, or you just think basketball is way easier? Like, it's
well,
basketball
okay,
can be just as hard.
definitely. The reason why I say it can be because now the coordination of trying to run full speed and then dribble a ball. You know what I'm saying? That is not as easy as it seems. Even the best of the best sometimes make a mistake in that and mishandle it. So, the fact that the ball is now in play, you know what I'm saying? That makes it harder. The fact that you got to shoot the ball that now, truthfully, two full size basketballs or even three, I think it's two, can fit in the hoop at once. So to make a shot is difficult, but once you get muscle memory with it, just like anything else, it can be a lot easier. But make no mistake, when you factor in defense and other factors, like range of the shot, how you're if you're moving while you shoot, all of these things play a part. So, like I said, factoring in the ball makes things a lot harder. But where basketball is difficult and dealing with the ball, now in boxing is dealing with taking actual punishment. And if you make a mistake in boxing, you may not have another opportunity. But basketball, if you miss a shot, you can come back down and shoot again or pass the ball or whatever. Can't do that in boxing. So, and then the court and the importance of coordination in how you throw the punches over time becomes more important as you get better and better against better competition. You know what I mean? You ever see a dude who's pretty decent? You know what I mean? And he knows how to throw the combinations. He knows how to throw every punch. But then you see a seasoned fighter, and you look at the difference and the time that the seasoned fighter put in is all the difference. And sometimes it could be this guy was boxing for 5 years and he still doesn't have everything down pat like the other guy who's seasoned who been boxing for 10. You understand what I'm saying? So we're talking about a 5 year guy who is, pretty good versus a guy who's been boxing for 10 years who he's pretty solid, elite. Maybe not even fully elite, but it's just like I was just talking to a guy who does MMA, and he was saying the difficulty of boxing as far as, the technical ability and learning how to punch and punch perfect and timing, space, and all that and range is so much harder than if he was doing MMA, whereas he could be pretty decent at boxing, but also pretty decent at or okay at Muay Thai, okay at jujitsu, okay at wrestling, and he'll be okay. He'll be good enough to compete. And some guys get really locked in to the point where they get to be professional level, and it doesn't require you to be completely great at anything. You know what I'm saying? You just spend enough time doing each of these things pretty decently, and you can become elite. Where in boxing, nah, you got to put your whole life and energy and focus and effort in every way to really get better. And I'm talking about just technically. I mean, there's other things too. There's conditioning. There's mental fortitude. There's all these things that you got to still have. but the skill of boxing is really hard to master.
You know what's crazy too? It's like also really well, nah, I don't know. I guess it's just that you always got to be sharpening that sword in boxing too. You know what I'm saying? If you're not
You know what I
constantly
mean?
keeping yourself sharp, you may never forget the techniques, but you're not going to be as sharp. You know what I mean?
Listen, if I go in there right now against a guy like Benavidez or even the smaller guys, and even if I have a size defense, look at Boots. Look at it when we was working. It's just it's a different animal when you're active versus when you're not. You know what I'm saying? And we can get in there with these young kids and go back and forth and play around and have fun with them because the experience gap is so wide. But when it comes to like somebody who's elite, we might be able to get in there and do okay and survive and stay alive and not get knocked out or not get beat the hell up. But we're not going to be competing at the same level that they are. Even if it's a guy that we know in our primes, we'll be able to handle him no problem. It's just because he's active and focused and hungry. You know what I mean? That's there's a lot to be said about that.
No, facts, bro. It's crazy, man, because it's like you see how bad these guys want to get good at boxing, but it's like the amount of hours that it takes is really a long time for you to be able to really like be really like a competitive boxer. You know, a lot of people could learn how to box, but that doesn't necessarily mean you could fight in a competition. You know what I mean?
And that's the difference. There's levels to it. It's like in other sports, there's levels to it. It's like, you come in the gym, what I mean, even if it's basketball. And one of the coaches that I was working with back in the day explained it to me. He said, there's a level of, just coming in the gym and being able to work out. There's understanding like different methods and skills and being able to shoot the ball, dribble the ball, blah, 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 right? Then there's being able to understand IQ points of it, like what things you need to do in certain situations to be effective. Then you get all those things, and then you might be ready for competition. You understand what I'm saying? Well, in boxing, it's very similar. It's like come in the gym, you learn how to box, right? You start learning how to box. You're not going to get it in a couple of days. You're not going to get it in a couple of months. You're not going to get it. You might not get it in a couple of years. But eventually, when you start to get it, then there's another level that you got to get to. And even, obviously, it might not take you 2 years to fight, but to get to a point where you can be a decent elite level fighter, even as an amateur, takes a while. You know what I'm saying? Unless you literally live it like I did. It took me 4 years to turn pro, but trust me, I put time in that a lot of people wouldn't want to do in order to be able to turn pro at 18. You know what I'm saying? So started at 13, 14 years old, went pro at 18. That was the time limit I was given by my pop. And we were prepared for it by the time by the time it was brought up. But it was because of the work. We had a lot of work we put in, ton of it.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But it kind of reminds me of the guys we got here at our gym, Eddie. Like, think about how many
Yeah.
hours these guys spend at our gym, man.
Yeah. Look at Vaughn.
Yeah, they
Vaughn in
want.
the gym consistently.
We got a
You know what
question.
I mean? Mhm.
Is 33 too late to want to get into boxing for a female and possibly take it serious if I
Hell no.
dedicate my time and train? I'm gonna let you answer this, Eddie. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Hell no.
Before you answer, though, Eddie.
Oh, okay.
Before you answer, give me 1 second. No,
That's the favorite. That's the favorite one right there, Ant.
no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with something crazy. Are
Because you're
you?
showing us from all different angles and sizes.
Yeah.
And pause.
Uh, hold on. Let me see something.
Oh shit! You fine? You drew a short straw on this. You got my face in this mug.
Uh, go ahead, Eddie. Answer the question.
Is 33 too old? No, absolutely not. Um, I've seen, and I say this all the time, and I remember him from the amateurs. But DeVarrell Williamson turned pro at 35. Now, granted, he had a hell of an amateur background, but the reality of it is he turned pro at 35. I saw Chaz Witherspoon, who wasn't old when he started, but he was older. His first year, he went and became an Olympic alternate. After his first year of competition, you understand what I'm saying? So it's just how much the work you want to put into it. If you want to be a professional level fighter, if you want to do any of these things, even if you're not naturally talented, or I don't say naturally talented, there's some talent in there. We just got to find it. But even if you're not one of those that pick up everything in 2 seconds, if you put the work in, there's no question you'll have an opportunity to turn professional. It just depends on how much time you can dedicate to it. Because at 33, I know you got responsibilities and a job. Unless you're a stay at home, if there's a woman, yeah, unless you're a stay at home wife, you know what I mean. In any case, then if you're a stay at home wife, I mean, if you don't have any if your kids are well taken care of and everything like that, and you have time to dedicate, you can come to the gym and train. Listen, you can really put you can then put more time and more work into it. But typically, we all have jobs, so you only got enough time to outside of work to dedicate to it. But if you really really want it, and you really desire to be a professional level fighter and want to turn pro, you'll find the time.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. If you go to if you go to the Masters tournaments, you'll see, man. Like when I went to the Masters tournament last year, they had the biggest Masters tournament in like the country or something, and I was there with one of my clients or whatever. And bro, there was so many people who started late there, bro. It was super inspiring watching all these guys in there. Jose fought in it from Keystone. I mean,
Oh,
yeah, he fought in it. He won his fight, and it was just
that's
like
dope.
you just seeing everybody out there. So yeah, 33. I mean, you just have to remember that boxing, you get so much out of boxing besides just becoming a world-class professional fighter like Eddie, right? Like there's so many gifts and benefits to boxing that I'd say don't let your age limit you. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get so much benefit from it, whether you become a pro or if you just train to train. You know what I mean?
That's fact. That is a fact.
My guy Tim, what's going on, bro? Hey, coach, is it's important to keep the hands up, keep the lead hand around the mouth guard or chin level or high enough because sometimes I keep my hands higher and my shoulder gets tense. I mean, a traditional boxing stance, I mean, typically that left hand is slightly higher than the right, like around here. It naturally starts to drop, but I think this is a good starting point. I personally like to start here, my people here, you know what I mean? But when you're boxing, you want to try to just be relaxed. And I think if you go into it like this, you see people, they bring their shoulders up and stuff like that. I see that all the time. I'm always like bringing their shoulders down. You just want to like relax. Like as you can see, look, my hands is up, so left slightly higher than the right, but I'm not like my shoulders aren't up. My hands are up, but not the shoulders. You feel me? That's where the tense come from. So just kind of relax, and you just learn how to just relax. You feel me?
One of the fighters in the gym got that problem. The big boy with the big shoulders, tall kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got the same issue. He cannot. It's almost like you gotta beat it in his head. You gotta say, "Yo, drop the shoulders, relax, 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 relax." And when he does it, looks good. But it's just when he gets his hands up and starts to throw punches, that tenseness comes in. You know what I mean? He just gotta squeeze, and you have to find a way to relax. Typically, if you're going to be a professional fighter or even a good amateur, you have to be able to punch from a relaxed position. You know what I mean? You don't want to telegraph everything you throw, and you don't want everything you throw to be hard because that's how you burn yourself out. And that's like I said, that's how you telegraph. So it'll be hard for you to land shots consistently. You know what I mean? So yeah, being relaxed is an extremely important part of being a classy fighter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yo, Eddie, man. So look, I wanted some of the people. Hold on, before we do that, let's go see if there's any more coaching questions here. From a coaching standpoint, is moving forward back foot first or a mistake? If you're moving forward front foot first. If you're moving backwards, back foot first. If you're moving to the right, right foot first. And if you're moving to the left, left foot first. And it doesn't matter if you're a southpaw. If you're a southpaw, it's the same idea. If I'm moving forward, front foot's back foot, back foot. If I'm moving left, the left foot, which would be the back foot. And if I'm moving right, it would be the right foot. So if you're going forward, front foot, backwards, back foot, left, left, left foot, right, right foot. Just remember that. I teach that in my footwork course. You know what I mean? And it's really just a real simple thing. Eddie, I wanted to show you because I don't think if you ever seen the behind the scenes of the courses, Eddie. I just wanted now that it's Black Friday week, I wanted to show people something real quick. Like,
let me see.
Let me see if I can, man. Because I don't think you've seen this, bro. This is crazy. Like, I was just going through it today, and I'm like, yo, this is wild. Let me see if how the hell, yo? They changed everything here. Okay. Share screen. Boom. All right. Can you see my screen?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let me see something. Can you see this? Yeah. See the screen?
I can't. No, it's taking a minute to come up.
Let me know if you can see the screen.
Oh, I think it's behind us.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's wild. Usually it pops up in front of us. Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yo, bro, they really messed up this StreamYard thing, bro. Like, they really got me chopped right now. Give me 1 second. Like, this is
You gotta
wild.
put us in the corner like you did before. The little ones down in the corner.
Nah, facts. I gotta relearn how to use this thing now, bro. Like, I don't know what they did to this. Like, it wasn't like this yesterday, literally. Like, one day completely changed.
What a difference a day makes.
Flow of this, yo. Like, oh my gosh. All right. So this is not gonna happen, I can see.
But you can't get us out of the way.
I don't know how to do this anymore. Like, this is really like crazy to me, bro. Like, I don't know what they did here. They just did a whole revamp of the system. Now I don't know how to navigate through here. All right. Well, anyway, let me see something real quick. Man, this is really unfortunate, bro, because this is crazy. As long as I've been using this, bro, they just decided yesterday that they wanted to change the whole format of how you operate this thing. So,
yeah,
this is great.
All
right, well,
we decided that.
All right, here we go. Here. All right, well, that goes. Yeah. Are you there, Eddie?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm still there.
Boom. There we go, Eddie. Look, a little patience. A little patience.
We got it.
So you can see, right?
Yeah, we can see it now, yeah.
All right, now check out the community, bro. I want you to see some of the talent that's in here. I don't think you've seen some of the talent. This ain't even the courses. This is just
the
like
community, right?
Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
All right, hold on. This is just like so. Like, this is my man Johnny. He's got to be like a master's boxer. He's also like he likes to do some of the coaching. You see, he's in here. He's doing like his shadow boxing or whatnot. So what I like about the community is like when you get all the courses, right? So like if you get the master boxing bundle right now, Black Friday, quick drop, you automatically get enrolled to the private community. You also get enrolled to the private community if you grab any one of my mini bundles. This is like a private Facebook group, right? So you can upload all your stuff. Like you got my people right here sparring. I get to review sparring. You feel me? Like, you can see the sparring, Eddie?
Yeah, I can see it's a little dark.
Yeah, it's a little dark. It's for me too, is the way he recorded it. My guy working on the heavy bag. People ask questions. We answer their questions. Look, my guy right here.
Yeah.
Working out in the gym. He's posted his sparring. Some more sparring, as you can see. So people get to showcase their skills. Look at my guy right here. My guy right here is pretty sharp. Check him out.
Yeah.
Can you see him?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what I like about it, man, because
It's dope,
people
actually.
people could show me like when people ask me questions all the time, it's like I tell people I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Like people be like, hey
Right.
man, I'm not generating power with my right hand, or I'm getting caught with this shot, or I'm getting caught with that shot.
Yeah.
Gotta see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In
And
order to be able to.
as you can see here, I can see it. And
Right.
like look at these guys, man. This guy's a pretty good, man. Look at these guys. He's boxing with Cuban boxers and stuff. So
Yeah.
obviously a pretty accomplished amateur. He likes to post a lot. Got more talent here. So, I know you never really checked this out, Eddie, but I thought it would be pretty cool to share
All right.
this with you.
Yeah. This is actually dope to be able to see something like this going on.
Yeah, it's like,
Nice.
look at that, bro. These are all different people, man. These are all the people who's joined the community, who signed up, who got the master bundle now. Look, and it keeps
Yeah.
going and going, bro. I pop in here, I do
Mm.
stuff in here all the time. Look at my guy right here. Like people showing me their work with their coaches. Look, good technique, and
Yeah,
they
that's nice.
yeah, you know what I mean? All right, you didn't know all this shit was going on, huh?
No, I mean, I heard about it, but I haven't seen it in action like this. This is actually dope.
Yeah, bro. This is free, guys, when you enroll to the Master Boxing Bundle, which I'm gonna show you this, Eddie. You ain't never seen this.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
I
0
mean,
hours.
you know what I mean? Because if you know what I mean, it's like you get not to say free one on one, but you do get to some degree some one on one attention. You know what I'm saying? Like when they ask you to review certain things, like review their sparring, it's not okay. It's kind of like you were there watching it you know what I mean, at the time and giving them actual feedback, or like you were watching the video. You know what I'm saying? Like you know how we watch video of fights, like you throw a fight on or whatever. Like if you studying, like getting ready to fight a specific guy, and you put the video on to watch it. You know what I'm saying? That's something you would do with a fighter that you have. You know what I mean? So if somebody in the communities enroll and they say, okay, let's take a look at my sparring, that's effectively kind of like doing that. It's like you're actually training them. You know what I mean? And looking at their
Yeah, yeah.
sparring, reviewing it, making sure.
Yeah, 100%, bro. It's super dope, bro. Like I
So
go in there and I look at the talent and I'm like, bro, like, and these guys are getting like more and more talent. Bro, you saw the other day, I had a guy who was 16-1 as a
yeah,
professional fighter purchase the Master Boxing Bundle. And I asked him, I was like, bro, like, what are you getting from it? You're a professional. He's like, dude, I learned so much and now I'm passing it on to my students because I'm a retired fighter. You know what I mean? So these
mhm,
are retired fighters taking advantage of it who want to be coaches and they're looking at the
yeah,
Master Boxing Bundle from the degree. So let me show you this, Eddie. This is something else I know you ain't see. So can you see?
yeah.
All right, so let me go. This is how to set traps and counterpunch, bro. Like, look how many videos. This is just one course.
Damn.
Look how many videos here that we did, bro. I know you forgot because we
Yeah,
haven't done this in years.
yeah, but I mean,
Look,
damn,
look, 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 look. This is one course, bro.
that's a lot of videos. Damn.
You feel me? Like, this is how to set traps and counterpunch, right? So if I go here to my products, now, of course, right here, $1 Million Mitch, y'all. This is coming out this
Coming up.
week. This is coming out this week, guys. I'll let y'all get a little behind the scenes of this. So we got the $1 Million Mitts, right? As you can see, this is me teaching you guys how to catch mitts, and there's a lot more being added to this, guys. And this is just what we got right now. Like this is gonna be
That's
crazy.
a lot.
This is gonna be crazy. Look, it keeps going and going, right? So if I could get out of here, go to my products right here, and let's just say, this one right here, heavy back conditioning drills. Eddie, I know you enjoyed
Yeah.
this one. Look, we got
Oh
a
yeah, I enjoyed it. All
we
right.
got 1,000 members just in this one. We got over 1,200 members. We've had over 5,000 members join this. This one got 894 members. This one got 1,000 members. These are just like all different people, right? So right here,
Yeah.
like, I already showed y'all, angles and how to create them. This was another really good one. So as you can see here, like, there's a lot, bro.
That's a fact.
This is a lot.
Damn.
I'm trying to think. Like,
That's just like never ending. Yeah, there's so many modules and so many different. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to Imagine not being able to get some kind of, you know what I mean, benefit from this. You know what
No,
I'm saying? It's
it's
like
insane. It's
we
insane.
put,
How about defensive
yeah,
101?
and see for me, the defensive like stuff like that, we put a lot of effort into because we'll go over. So here's the part that they really don't see is that we go over ideas and so many things that even things that might be controversial, we go over and see the pros and cons of it, and whether or
Okay,
not it's
so
worthy of
now
being
we're gonna
teached
go
or
into
taught.
one of my favorites, which this is on my Philly Shell digital download, and it's something that I mean I can't make a quick
Way back.
transition. So if you decide you're gonna step back, right, he takes a step back. Now from right here, he'll bend that waist. Now from bending that waist, you notice he has. Damn, bro, look at that gut, bro. Yo, why you ain't tell me I was this fat in this particular video, bro?
Bro, because I was that fat too. What the
Yes,
hell are you talking
man,
about, nigga?
I'm about to delete this course and redo it, bro.
You ain't gonna nah. Listen, we both was a little portly. This was like a was this around COVID? Was this around COVID time?
Yeah, this was COVID. This one I got fat as hell, bro.
It ain't, bro. You keep saying it like it was just you. Man, like you keep forgetting, man. Bro,
I
I
got
had some of my guys telling me, like, Kurt, he is not gonna hold back. He's like, yo, man, I'm telling you, watch one of those videos. I watched the video and I'm like, he wasn't lying. I had a tire around my joint. I was like, nah. And I detoxed like the next week. I was like, I gotta get that thing off. It looked bad. Now I don't think you look as bad as you think, but I know I had.
this segment. We're gonna move on to bending at the waist now.
Now
All
look at
right,
this.
guys. So bending at the waist. Let me tell you, man. When I first
We were
learned
in
how to
shape
bend
here,
at the waist, I remember I probably
somewhat.
was boxing, and and it's unfortunate that it took me this long, but I was probably boxing a good 6, 7 years before I met a trainer who knew how to teach this, and he taught me how to bend at the waist from a Philly shell stance, and it was like mind blowing to me how effective this actual technique is, and now I make sure I teach it to all my guys. But it's definitely for certain people. Not everybody can do it. Some people they just have issues with learning it. But I kind of feel like I could have did this part. Anybody can learn it. I'm saying not everybody can do it, but I think I should have worded that differently. Listening to it now, anybody can
Yeah,
how to bend at the waist. But
right.
you just need to work on it. What's your thoughts on that, Eddie?
100%. Give you a perfect example. Oh, right, my youngin. Oh, like our youngin. He's good at everything. You know what I mean? He can box, fights on the he try. He fights on the inside. He can box on the outside. He can do all that. I was working with him on bending at the waist, and at first he really isn't. He's not used to doing it, so he didn't feel comfortable doing it, and he was doing it wrong. And the way he was bending over, it was almost he was like not even arching his back. He was like, it's kind of like your back has to be kind of flat, almost like you were deadlifting or something, and he was doing it just wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, this kid can do everything except something like that, which is, we see it as a simple thing, but it just goes to show if you're not well versed at it and you've never really worked on it, I don't give a damn how good you are. There are going to be things that you're not comfortable doing. You know what I'm saying? So even with him, with all the skill he has and the amount of time he's been boxing and the caliber that he's been fighting at, he wasn't comfortable doing that. But that's something that I was working with him on. And, obviously, it's going to end up being a part of his game. But it's not easy, bro. Not everything just comes to everyone, even somebody good like him.
Over to your right side naturally because you're in such of an angle. And when shots start to come at you, it's very easy to just bend straight down to avoid shots, okay? So a drill that I like to teach off of the jab for bending at the waist, this is my introductory drill to teach it, is gonna be off of a jab, okay? So now, for instance, he's in his Philly shell defense. Now, the safest thing to do when somebody throws a jab at you, it's the safest, not the most effective, but the safest is to take a step back, in my opinion, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If he's in the stands, I step to him, he steps back, he takes my jab away. Now, he also took away his offense by stepping back, but at least he didn't get hit. Okay? So that's the first part. The second part is if I step in with a double jab, I'm not a big fan of teaching my boxers to take several steps straight back. Okay, because what happens is this, and I see it all the time with a lot of beginners and certain fighters, they start backpedaling, and now you're backpedaling and you're going straight back in the line. You know who used to do that?
Who's that?
Raymond Ford. When I was coaching Raymond, he used to go back in the line and put himself on the ropes, and we worked a lot.
Crazy.
First got with him and we fixed that rib. I mean, he's a great fighter. He picks up like that, but that was one of the main things I noticed with him. So
you know who has a tendency to do something like that is Anthony. Yeah, not young Ant, but Ant the pro, the one I got. You know what I mean? Muta. He did it in that exhibition where he was schooling the guy, doing good with the body shots, working good off of the head movement, dropping shots to the, body, head, all kind of stuff. But then he'll pull straight out after doing all that. He pulls straight out, right, like with his head straight up, even sometimes even with his hands up. And what that does is that just gives the guy a target. And at least with Ray, he was backing out, so he was trying to create space. Whereas with Ant, he's literally pulling right into the path of shots. So imagine him fighting somebody, and he's a 54. So imagine him fighting Sebastian Fundora, somebody like that who will make him pay for that by pulling straight back into the path of shots. And we talk about a guy that's 6'6", so he has to understand that if anywhere, especially with a tall guy like Fundora, you can't end up pulling out to a safe spot. That is not a safe spot for you pulling straight back, even with your hands up. You need to get to a side and either clinch or turn the guy. You know what I mean? Or if you're close and the referee comes in and decides to break, or you're fighting on the inside. But there's no way you should be pulling straight in the middle of like pulling straight in the middle into the path of punches. That just makes no sense.
Facts. And it's only a matter of time. Go ahead, throw a few combinations at me. I'm backpedaling. It's only a matter of time till he's going to catch up to you and hit you because you're backpedaling on a straight line. So if you're fighting in a Philly shell position, which is right here, and you take a step back, I like to call this a drop, which will be the bend at the waist. He's going to step back and drop, okay? So I'm going to step to him with a double jab. He steps back and he drops, okay? We'll do that one more time. Now, if you notice, watch what he does. I throw the jab, step back, he drops. Now, a couple of things happen in this situation. First thing is, he got me to overcommit. I fall over his shoulder. If you're in a competitive boxing match, 9 times out of 10, that turns into a clinch, okay? So I go ahead and I pop the double jab. Oh, wait for it. You got to time it. And in boxing, if you want to make a guy miss, you give a target, you take it away. He's giving me a target, bang, he took it away. Now we come here, okay? I fall over his shoulder. The referee got to break it up. He's got to do his job. He's safe in that situation. Now, another thing that he could do. Now, you know what's crazy about the bend at the waist? It works so effective, but in the amateurs, especially when you get to like the higher level stuff, like when I took Jamar Talley to the Olympics, to the Olympic trials, they kept trying to penalize him for doing it. And he was making the guy miss all the time. He was going back and he was bending the waist and he was getting tie up, and the referee started to complain about it. So we actually couldn't use it as much as you use it in the pros.
Right.
You could do it in regular amateur shows. They don't seem to complain too much. But when you start fighting like in these Olympics or like these international tournaments, they don't like to bend the waist, especially those international tournaments. And my friend Billy said he thinks it's something that they did to kind of go against the American boxing system. Because they knew a lot of American fighters would do that, and then to take that away. That's his theory. That's one of his theories. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree with it, because what happens is now you take the ability to change levels, even just for defensive purposes, away. But and I mean, obviously you can still change levels. But even if I was to try to throw body shots, like how I tell it and how I teach it, I say get to the outside of the elbows. Make sure you're, low enough right at the area where the body is, even with your head when you're throwing the body shot. at the end of the day, they can kind of penalize you for that. The same thing that Caleb Plant did to Anthony Durrell in an amateur fight, him putting his head over there. I mean, obviously a shot landed right after it, so you can't penalize him for that. But I mean, at the end of the day, him being that low where his head was even on the outside, he can be penalized for it. Like, oh, you can't put your head down like that. And it's not so much that his head is down; he still can see. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess they want us to be stand-up fighters and just fight with the European style or that in and out, back and forth style. And I believe that if you look at most American fighters, you look at Crawford, you look at a lot of these talented boxers, they use that. Even David Benavidez, he uses it at times. You know what I'm saying? And he don't necessarily always fight from a Philly shell position, but he'll drop underneath at times. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of fighters use that. You know what I mean? So to not have that in the amateurs and to be penalized for it makes things a lot harder. And I mean, if you practice and train like this on a regular basis, and you do these things like what we're talking about, like bending at the waist, and rolling underneath, and slipping over to the side and throwing body shots at the level of the body, these are all things that I guess in the amateurs can be penalized. So basically, what they're saying is body attack is not nearly as important, and why even try to do it? Why even create it? And the thing about body punching is that it can set up headshots. You understand what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, that really hampers not just the Americans, but it also, I think it hampers us the most. But I think it also affects other boxing too. So. That's just my
I
little bit
mean,
on
when I
that.
taught this to Davika, who's an international female fighter that
Yeah.
flies out to me every couple of years to get her ready for big tournaments. She learned how to bend the way. She said when she went back to India, she wasn't getting hit at all, and it was like mind-boggling to her, like how effective it was. And this was one of the basic things that she never was taught, because they don't teach that over there, because they want you to be straight up. You feel me?
Yep.
But let's finish this real quick. Let's just take a little more look at this. We didn't even get through the whole joint.
No, we didn't. We damn sure didn't.
From bending at that waist, it's simply
Bro, this is one video. This is one video. That's what I'm saying,
Just
y'all.
let you know.
Like if they don't grab this Master Boxing bundle this week, y'all don't get it for the Black Friday price. Man, like not the $1 million mitts. $1 million mitts is how to hold mitts so you can be nasty at mitt work. This is teaching you real boxing right here. This is like you put it together. You grab the $1 million mitts, you get the Master Boxing bundle, you put it together, you're gonna be an animal. You're gonna have such an advantage. You feel me?
just circle out, which is probably the best bet, okay? So after he steps back, he drops, he slides out. Now I gotta go looking for him again, okay? That's another time you would bend the waist, okay? Another time you would bend the waist, if you're thinking pure defense, okay, is if I throw a right hand at him and he shoulder rolls it, he's got leverage, okay? I'm in position for a left hook. 9 times out of 10, the hook comes. Instead of him having to cock back here and roll under, because if he was in a traditional stance, watch this, and I throw a right hand and he blocks it, and then he wants to throw a hook, 9 times out of 10, guys are going to roll under it, okay? So it'll be bang. Well, it's kind of hard to roll under. Honestly, look, it's even hard for him to demonstrate it, okay? So he's going here. It's kind of hard for him. Right? If he does it, he's got to take a slight movement back over the lead leg in order to do it if he's going to do it. If I break that down slow, he's got to catch and go under, okay? But if he's in the Philly shell and he already shoulder rolled the right hand, look how far back he is already. Right here, he just bends. And he just goes straight down, okay? Now, if you've ever watched Pernell Whitaker, James Tony Floyd Mayweather, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're going to recognize it as soon as you see it, okay? But you shoulder roll, you bend down. You clear the left hook. That is 9 times out of 10 the shot. So if he comes up, I'm going to throw the right hand. He's going to twist. He's going to drop. Okay.
Now you do that as good as anybody, Eddie. Why do you think, as a pro, we didn't see you utilizing this as much as you could do it in the gym sparring and how you demonstrated here?
Probably because I'm fighting typically, those tall guys. I got to cover ground. I got to get through offense. I'm rarely on the back foot in those situations. So, like, if you watch me fight Sam, like, I use the jab a lot. I used it in there, to drop in, and periodically when he would try to come and fight. I used it a lot with Tomas. You know what I mean? I used it. I didn't use it as much with Povetkin. I didn't trust it at that time, and honestly, I wasn't being trained that way. That was when I was with my pop. So I wasn't really working on that a lot then. It was more hands up. I would still move my head, but it was within the guard. So, but as I started to get with Bashir and, then when we started working, you know what I mean? Then I went over and went to the UK and worked with Peter. Peter, they had me doing different things, starting to utilize my height as an advantage, not a disadvantage. Um, that's really when I really started to get more into it. I started watching a lot more James Toney. I started to really enjoy that. Watch Floyd, watch these different guys that really use that waist. You know what I mean? To get underneath shots, to sometimes even like with Floyd when he goes over the front foot. You know what I mean? I even started using those things. I mean that's kind of a little off subject, but it still kind of plays to it. I didn't do a lot of those things with the early on stuff because, like I said, I was trying to get to the guys. Most of my offense came from like walk downs, me catching shots and then returning right off them and slipping shots to get to the inside. But like I said, whenever I fought anybody my size, that's when you can see it. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you think about the San Peter fight, think about the Tomas fight, different fights like that. It actually shows the see. That's why I always wanted to fight at a lighter weight because there's a bigger chance of me being able to do the things that I enjoy doing because I like fighting like a smaller guy. I didn't like fighting like a heavyweight, slow pace. I like doing combinations. I like, defensive movement, dropping undershots, switching and doing all those athletic things. I didn't really like, what I mean, the plodding kind of just, walking down all the time. But that's what that's what worked for me in the heavyweight division. But like I said, anytime I fought somebody my size or at least close to my size, you would see these things come out.
No, yeah, 100%.
Now, when he twists, like I said, he gains leverage. Right? He twists, he gains leverage, he bends under. I miss complete. Now, from right there, if I do that and he drops under, now he can pivot. Now, he come right down the line and come back with some more combinations. Okay? He could be right here. All right, throw a step back drop, pop, land, good. Shoulder roll drop, boom, boom. Okay? Those are two good times that you can drop. And drop, pop, land,
That's
good.
clean.
Shoulder roll drop,
Clean.
boom, boom. Okay? Those are two good times that you can drop.
Anytime punches
Another
coming
time
at
you
me,
can
bro, you
drop,
already know.
boxing, he's using his Philly shell. Maybe I go ahead and I throw a left hook to his body. Okay, as he blocks that shot, I gotta bring my hook back and throw the hook to the head. Now, you gotta have good timing when you do this. If you're gonna drop down under the shot. Now, let me make something clear. Bending at the waist is an option. It's not an end-all, be-all. You don't always have to bend the waist. But I'm giving you the tool. You use it how you want. Now, if he's going over here and I throw the left hook to the body, chances are if I want to bring the headshot, I'm going to have to slightly cock my arm back, and that gives him his opportunity to drop, okay? So if I go ahead and I throw the body shot, I go, and look at that. He goes straight down under the shot. If he's going over here and I throw the left hook to the body, chances are if I want to bring the headshot, I'm going to have to slightly cock my arm back, and that gives him his opportunity to drop, okay? So if I go ahead and I throw the body shot, I go, and look at that. He goes straight down under the shot, okay? Yeah. Look, watch this. I'm aiming the hook at his head. See where the hook is? Come here, face the camera. See the level? Okay, that's the level of the hook if I want to land into his head. Okay? I'm not going over his head when I do this drill. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do it. See?
Yo,
He drops right.
Yeah.
bro.
See where
Come on, bro.
Hey man, that's what we do.
Come on, can y'all put some flowers in the chat? Like, come on, man.
the hook is?
Yeah.
Face the camera. See the
Yeah.
level?
Hey,
Okay, that's
now
the
if you put that
level
damn
of the hook.
that video
I
up
want to land
with the
into his head.
pad
Okay? I'm
when we
not
was
going
doing
over
it
his
with
head
the
when I
blue
do that
gloves,
drill.
that's
Now I'm gonna go
crazy.
ahead and do it.
Even I'm saying it.
See?
Damn.
He drops right under the shot. Okay, so this isn't something that is make believe. Okay, he's in position. He's thinking purely defense here. Now, another thing you have to keep in mind when you're making a guy miss this way, when you're shoulder rolling, you're bending the waist, you're pivoting. Let's just say you're not countering back right off the bat. You're just doing a lot of defense. What you're doing is you're discouraging your opponent. You're making him feel like he can't hit you. And when he feels like he can't hit you, he starts to get desperate. Two things happen. He either gasses himself up, gasses himself out if he's not in good condition, trying to hit you, or he starts to make silly mistakes which allow you to counter him. So sometimes sitting there and bending the waist and shoulder rolling and not firing back anything, to the naked eye, they may say, oh, he's too defensive, but what you're doing is you're setting traps for later on in the fight. And if you're in a professional fight and you're fighting 12 rounds, maybe those first few rounds are the rounds that you do some of this stuff to get him later in the fight, or even to create openings early in the fight. It just depends what the situation is, what kind of opponent you have in front of you. Okay? So you got those two times that you could bend the waist right there. So
that's one module in the master boxing, but one module. You feel me? Like, just so y'all can see what we're teaching in this. For people who are unsure, if y'all want to go ahead and grab this master boxing bundle, this is from the Philly Shell system. Okay, and that was just one module. That's like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's just one module. That's just one module. I mean, come on. That's just that course. We go back over here. You're getting 16 courses.
There's 16. That's crazy.
Build you from the ground up 1.0. Drillers make killers. How to shadow box. Heavy back conditioning drills. The Philly Shell system. How to box the opposite stance. That's southpaw versus orthodox. 50 combo to the head. 50 combo to the body. 50 combination to the head. Whatever. How to box on the inside. How to box on the outside. Angles and how to create them. How to set traps and counterpunch. Defensive principles 101. Beginner footwork drills. I think I want to do an update to that. I want to do an upgraded footwork course eventually. Build you from the ground up 2.0, 1.0. So starting from down here, this is how I would list it. Okay. But this is basically what that is. And then, of course, the next drop that's coming out in the next day or two, $1 Million Mitts. And this is what's so fire about $1 Million Mitts is, well, hold on. All right, Eddie, I'm gonna do what you said. I'm gonna do what you said real quick.
What's that?
Let me end this. Let me end this real quick. No, let me cut this up. Hold on, bro. Let me remove this. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, you forgot about that video though. Keep it a stack, Eddie. That Philly show.
Which one?
Like, it's been so long since we looked through those courses.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't remember. I mean, I remember it, but like I wasn't thinking. There are certain ones that I remember, like the one when we was lean as hell, both of us, and that was that. I think I remember my age. I think I was 37 right then. Think about that, 37. But I was like, I was playing ball constantly. You could tell, and then I was dieting crazy. So I remember that video. I need to get back on that type of time.
Yeah, I don't remember the title to that network video. Maybe I can get it on Instagram.
Oh, I know which one you're looking for.
Yeah, I could definitely go to my Instagram. Yeah, I can't.
That shit is cold.
Nah, it's definitely cold.
And I didn't know it at the time. And then I looked when we replayed that shit. I'm like, yo, y'all sped that shit up because it didn't seem like, you know what I mean. Like I don't remember it being. I mean, obviously I couldn't have seen it. I just we had my man taping it. That's it. And I'm like, damn, that shit was crispy.
I don't know how to navigate through this shit. I really forgot the title to that video. That's gonna be really hard
That
for
was
me.
because we was getting ready for that fight. We was getting ready for Galen Brown for that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Well, anyway, we'll worry about. Unfortunately, we can't see it right now because I'm gonna be searching. I don't want to like be searching for
Yeah,
minutes and whatever. But
waiting.
anyway, we go right here. Hold on. Let me add this back to the stage. So you got $1 Million Mitts, man, which is gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna give y'all a teaser for $1 Million Mitts. I'm not gonna fucking lie. Now this is. You know what? Should I do the teaser tomorrow when I actually drop the price and everything, Eddie? And this,
Yeah,
yeah, that's.
yeah. I mean,
I'll,
it makes more sense.
that makes more sense. I'm gonna do the teaser tomorrow. $1 Million Mitts. Show y'all something real quick. I really like one of them that I would like to showcase, but this is there. This is gonna be next level, man. $1 Million Mitts is gonna be next level. I could show him one of your favorite workouts that you used to do with your dad from the conditioning drills. That right
Oh
there
yeah, that shit.
was a good one.
What I say is one of my favorites. Maybe only only saying favorites because it was hard and pause. It just made me, work. Oh yeah, that shit right there. We
All right,
kind of
guys. So
like
just
that.
so you understand about the programming part, like I said, you can actually do this for 4 rounds.
Can y'all tell that I was cutting my own hair? Like, look at my no
Can you tell
shape.
that I was too?
Nah, yours is sharp, Eddie. But look at this. This
What,
is crazy.
bruh? I was doing it too.
If you can't do it for 4 rounds, build your way up. If you can only do 1 round, that's fantastic. Start there and build your way up. And like I said, or you can as far as you can. But for right now, I can actually count how many punches my amateurs are. Somebody with a punch clicker to throw as many as
I was trying
I'm going to say.
I was trying to
kind of when we all
talking, Eddie. That's what I'm
not everybody has somebody. You didn't need a punch clicker. So I'll go ahead and let Eddie take the wheel on this one also.
This one was kind of what we all like to do, as much as it's hard as hell to imagine being able to throw as many as that I'm going to say that I threw, and people are probably not going to believe me. But that was in my heyday or in my younger days. But anyway, it's what we call a jab drill. It's a drill that we would do the second to the round that we did, the first round we just did. And what we would do is we would see how many we could throw in 1 round. And we was in a competition where it was me, and I'm in there with guys who were half my size almost, 130 pounders, 140 pounders, guys like that. And I had to keep up with them. So, we could have bragging rights, who's the fastest. And we always used to compete with who had the fastest hands or who was able to do the most jabs or stuff like that. So this one is going to be tough today.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and be the timer again for Eddie. Eddie's job is to keep his own count and throw as many jabs as he can in a 3-minute round. And I need you guys to follow along. Just so you know, the reason why we're not using a punch clock, because you guys might not have a punch clock. So we really want to use our brain. This is actually a good way for you to work your mind as you're tired, because when you're tired, that's when the mind falls apart. And when the mind falls apart, the body falls apart, right? So you're actually challenging the mind right now to stay focused on the count. All right, so you have to stay focused on the count. I'm going to try my best to count while Eddie's counting to see if we come up with the same number. Do the best you can.
I'll just put the link in there for the Master Boxing Bundle for anybody in the chat who just wants to go ahead and take the leap right now while this is playing. I'm telling y'all, I'm definitely raising my price all the way up. It's the cheapest I've ever had it. This is over 90% off. I'd say this is like no lie, 99% off. No cap. Anyway, let's get to the drill.
If you're off by a couple of punches, it's not the end of the world. Your goal is to to try to get as many jabs as possible. And work.
Hold on, Eddie. I'm gonna count right now while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Time to try to get as many jabs as possible. And
20.
Work.
40. I'm getting tired. Yeah, 60. I think that's the lost count already. I think I did 80 before I stopped. Yeah, I think. How much you count, Ed? 90.
Hold on. That's 110 punches in 1 minute. 110 jabs you just threw in a minute.
Yeah.
In 1 minute. So imagine, I mean, we got 2 more minutes left in the round.
Yeah.
My shoulders are just looking at you right now. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, I know, bro.
There's no way if you do this regularly, you're not gonna develop a fucking jab. Ain't no way in hell. Like
That's why it got the way it did, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why a lot of motherfuckers couldn't even see it. Because it was just we were on it so much. You know what I mean? This is just part of what we do.
now think about this, Eddie. Like this right here. There's only so many people in the live stream who just got this gem for free. Think about how many people out there, right, that they're looking for the secret sauce, right? Like that's why people come to boxing educational channels. That's why people study like the great trainers that are out there currently in the past. The great, like everybody wants the secret sauce. Like it's the repetition of doing the right shit that's the secret sauce, right? Like you develop a good jab, you got to utilize it regularly. You feel me? A lot. Consistently.
Ain't
you know what I mean?
Ain't no bullshit. Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, so where I'm at, I think like 110. Ready to go.
Yeah, he said 110. 111. 110. Let's say 110. Another 10. Another 10.
Come on, man.
Another 10. Yeah. What was that, 150? 160? Eight.
I'm losing count, bro. I'm not even
I think we had anywhere from 160 to 170.
Yeah, I was at like 170 something, but all right.
Yeah, so 170. All right, so I'm gonna take your word because I lost count with the motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Let's say 180. I'm just guessing here. 200. I think that was 20. That was 220.
10 seconds. 10 seconds. Come on. I think I got 242? Yeah, 242. Yeah. I could be wrong. Honestly, it was getting hard for me to keep count. Once I got up to the 200, it was getting a little bit. My brain was getting a little bit fried. But 242 jabs in a 3-minute round. Look at how fantastic that can do if you did something like this. Let's just say 2 times a week. All right, you're gonna develop that jab, and the jab is the #1 punch in boxing. All right, how do you feel?
I feel like the arm about to fall off.
Actually, notice how Eddie was switching, how he threw the jab, he threw some from his waist, he slipped as he threw. He threw at a comfortable pace. It wasn't the fastest he can throw, but it wasn't slow. He didn't want to compromise technique.
Right.
So you can mix up your jabs, you can mix up how you approach it. So that's a really fantastic thing. And honestly, you could do that with all punches.
Yeah.
You could do that with your right hand, you could do that with your hook, you could do that with the rear hook. So, it's the same exact thing. You guys can go ahead and add those other punches and try to keep count as a conditioning drill. So try it out.
Damn, yo. I forgot about these gems, yo. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is a gem, Eddie. I think this is gonna go over a lot of people's heads, though. I think people are gonna watch it, be entertained, and it's still gonna go over their head, and they're not gonna realize what they just watched, bro. Like, this is what helped you become a world-class fighter. This is the shit that we do with our amateurs, like, and our guys are winning. Like, this shit is crazy.
Yo, it's a real thing. Like, for real. You put the work in, you put the time in. You know what I mean? You listen to your trainer, you listen to your coach. You know what I mean? All of those things come together. You'll at the very least be good. You know what I mean? And you can end up being great. Now, I'm not saying that it's guaranteed because boxing is an extremely tough sport to make it in, just like any other sport, to be quite honest. But if you really put your foot in it, like really try to become great, and you stop at nothing to be that, you'll have a chance. You know what I mean? You're gonna need a little luck along the way. Trust me, I needed it too, just like everybody else, even to get to the point that I did. So imagine. You know what I mean? It's going to take a little bit of that too for you, but if you'll be in position to be lucky, and if that makes sense, if you actually put the time in and you look at these courses, because these courses there's so many. You see, as you just seen, it's entertaining on top of it, on top of being informative. So yeah, you're not just getting something that's going to be boring, dry, nothing really to, anticlimactic. It's going to have some kind of excitement tailored to it as well. So it's going to be fun, and then you can be in competition with me or be in competition with yourself. You know what I mean? You get 300. You know what I mean? Give yourself a nice pat on the back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said, it's fun, it's exciting. Um, it is also informative. So you should get your hands on it. Especially for the price that it is right now. All these modules, all this information, all this time that we spend, all these years, and there's no excuse for you not to take advantage of this opportunity.
Nah, 100%, man. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there for tonight, man. So, guys, I already put the link in the chat. You guys can go ahead and check out the Master Boxing Bundle. I mean, I got my mini bundles too, man. You know what I mean? Like the 150 killer combo bundle, which has that conditioning drill course already added to it. You know what I mean? You guys can go ahead and check that out. You feel me? Those are at a crazy still. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and put the website and you guys can go through it all. This is the last couple of days, guys, before Black Friday. Black Friday will be the last day for you guys to be able to get this stuff at this price. So, only one time a year we go live every single day for the month of November to try to provide value to show you guys that we are, giving you guys the best that we can give. And we also try to look out and give you a crazy deal. I only do this one time a year. And honestly, I think this is the last year that I'm going to do it no days off because this one beat me up. The last 2 years beat me up, Eddie. This one has been pretty difficult, especially with a gym, a family, a lot going on. Going live every day has been a struggle. We're coming to the finish line now. And I'm still going to go live because I enjoy going live. You know what I mean? But you feel me? That's what it's going to be. Like, look, this is what I'm thinking. How many years of experience, right? And I don't like flashing bread. How many years of experience did we put into these courses, Eddie?
What? Combined? Over 50?
Yeah, let's say combined.
Over 50 years of experience.
50 years of
well
experience,
over.
Right?
I got 30, you got 25.
And I like to think like real good experience. You know what I mean? Me being in 11 world championship camps and corners and seeing world champion level boxers perform in camps and making sure that the information that I'm putting in there is shit that we actually do in the camp, and you fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world, working your way to rank #1, the hard route, not the easy route, right?
No, the hard route. Yeah.
Right?
Look, listen.
Alrighty, for less than 3 of these, less than 3. Look. I got a little stack right here.
Here we go. Put that right here.
Yeah, Eddie, look. You can get change back.
Yeah.
You just took 3 of these and bought the Master Boxing bundle. You can get 3 courses, 6 courses right now. If you get 2 bundles, mini bundles, access to private community for 1 of these. You get 3 of these, you get them all. Now, you're going to go spend 3 of these doing what, man? Going and eating some McDonald's over the next 2-3 weeks. You know what I'm trying to say? Like getting some shit at the store. You might be done with this shit in a day. I'm going to keep it 100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you take a Master Boxing bundle, take a skill that lasts you forever and potentially make some money if you learn it good enough. What are you going to say, though, Eddie? I've been cutting you off. I just want to show people.
No. It's all.
Like that's
all. No, I was gonna say, not to be understated, is you figure those 25 years, you say, oh, well, in the first few years, there's really not a lot to take from it, but that's not true. You were in Florida around a lot of high level dudes, a lot of high level fighters, guys that we know by name. You know what I'm saying? So, and the same thing with me. Before I became an elite level fighter, I was in camps too, training with some of the top guys at the time. You know, Monty Barrett was one of the first camps I went to, and he ended up being, a championship level fighter.
That's my
for
guy.
years to come after. Yeah, that's my man too. And then Hassan Rahman, you know what I mean? John Ruiz, even Vladimir Klitschko, Shannon Briggs, Michael Moore was in there. I went to Buddy's camp and trained the Black Rhino and all these dudes, man. And I've had the honor of being in the presence of so many different great fighters. You know what I'm saying? And watching things and learning from them, like especially Monty. Like we was the first time we really been to a high level camp like that. He was like telling us, giving us information, talking about what some things we need to be doing. Who to watch out for, what to watch out for. These are all things that we kids, we were talented and we could fight and all, and we were given just as good as we were getting in camp, but we didn't have any information on, the outside of the ring and what things we need to focus on or think about. And I listened to every word. Did I actually follow the directions entirely? Not entirely, but I did take that information with me. And now, as an older fighter or a retired guy, or retiring guy, I can help the youth and the young guys that are coming forward to understand what to do and what to not do, what to look for and what to watch out for with some of these people inside and outside the ring.
No, 100%. So on that note, guys, we are out of here, man. We'll be on here tomorrow. Hopefully we could do some more live demonstrations before Black Friday, Eddie, if you got the time, because I have a lot of fun when I do those. If you guys missed any of our live demos, we did a live demo yesterday, and I think we did a live demo like 2 or 3 days before that. They were both very, very informative, and that's something that we're going to also keep exclusive for the private community. So for you guys out there who definitely like the live demonstrations, man, you guys are definitely gonna want to stay tuned, because we'll probably get 1 or 2 more of those done before the week's up, man. Philly Mac, man, I appreciate you, bro, for the love. And I appreciate everybody who pulled up to the chat tonight. All right, Eddie, I know you're tired. I know I'm tired. So we out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. And hopefully you guys go ahead and, take my number, 215-709-5437. And hopefully you guys support and grab these Black Friday deals. Let me go ahead and show these one more time, man. We got, for $267, you get it all. $47, you get the mini bundles. Or if you just want to get one course, each individual course is $47. And also be on the lookout for
$1 Million Mitts. I'm not gonna make you guys watch the 10-minute commercial. Here's the 1-minute commercial.
For $1 Million Mitts. Why did I call this $1 Million Mitts? Because I'm gonna make you look like $1 million, man. As long as you let me guide you, as long as you listen, as you learn the stuff that I'm gonna teach you with a pair of mitts, I'm gonna level up your mitt game 100%. Working with professional fighters that put me in world title corners right off the bat just because they like the way I hold a pair of mitts. I like to think that I'm a person who could teach you how to do this at the highest level, considering I've been to the highest level of boxing. Mitts is what literally put me in that position. This is something that your clients are gonna love. This is something that your fighters are gonna love. Always a lane for somebody who knows how to hold mitts. You could be a great coach, you could be a great teacher, you could be a great personal trainer, but this is what's gonna capture their eyes. This is what's gonna make people look at you. So I'm gonna teach you. It doesn't matter if you have zero experience or if you have a lot of experience. There's gonna be modules in this course that's gonna help level you up.
I appreciate your time, bro. I see you tomorrow in the lab. You already know.
Yes, sir.
My God. Peace, y'all.